The Radio Misfits Podcast Network.
Hello, y'all. Welcome to Jackalope Tales, urban legends and music, where we uncover, is it real or are we talking about a jackalope tale? I'm your host, Charles Mooney.
And I'm Lisa Umbarger. And Charles and I were founding members of the Toadies, and now we're podcasting.
And getting deleted.
Yeah. I go against community guidelines. We're talking about this.
Yeah, well, I guess this kind of... Wait, did this come up... Did you post this thing before we had talked about what we were going to discuss today?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, I mean...
Well, it was really close, too, because this was the 13th of June.
Oh, okay. Well...
And I posted it before then, so...
Yeah, but when we tell them what the subject matter is, they'll understand. I mean, it's not like you suddenly felt that way when you did research for this episode.
No, I've always felt this way. I've always felt this way, and today I'm going to talk about...
Yeah.
So,
now,
we're going to talk about bands that have told little white lies and kind of fuck with their fans.
Yes, and they pay for it.
Right.
Definitely sometimes.
And I'm going to talk about Phish.
Yes, and I'm talking about Ryan Adams.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love.
Yeah.
I do not love Phish because, and guess what? I wrote on TikTok, nobody likes Phish. And I think that's
now,
pretty true.
What post was that in response to? Do you remember?
It was, people were talking about 90s bands that they liked.
Yeah.
And everyone's going, Soundgarden, whatever, Toadies, whatever.
Appropriate.
And then it's like, I like Phish. And I was like, nobody likes Phish. Nobody. And
you didn't cuss.
Content removed. TikTok, someone got butthurt. Comment removed. This comment violates our community guidelines. And it just says, nobody likes Phish.
I know. You didn't say fuck Phish. Which would have been good too.
And it says that the content is against our community guidelines. The guidelines include rules and standards for using TikTok that apply to everyone and everything. And evidently someone got pissed off. I appealed.
Yeah.
To get my nobody likes Phish comment back.
Yeah.
And I lost.
That's gross.
So maybe if I changed it to most people dislike Phish. Or if you have good taste, you dislike Phish. Or something.
See,
I don't know.
And that wasn't even on like a Phish website.
It
that
wasn't.
Was
some Phish person, probably the person who was like, we're all having a interesting conversation about Soundgarden.
Yeah.
And the Phish person was upset that we're not listening to Phish. And it's like, my feelings, my Bobo's hurt from this.
Yeah, it's like, this is a hate crime. And, oh, God. Right.
They ran out of brownies, and they just...
Now, how long did they leave you off? How long were you...
Oh, they just deleted the comment. I didn't get...
Okay.
They just told me, you can't put this here, and they took it down.
Oh, God.
So I went back and put it again, and that one stayed.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
This one that's earlier in the conversation was taken down, and I was like, fuck Phish. And I went in there and it's like, nobody likes Phish. I put it again. And that one's still there. So
you had the last word.
I did. Nobody likes Phish.
Yeah. Jam bands, I don't know. You and I are not the biggest fans.
We tried. We did listen.
Yeah.
We listened to the top Phish song that's most people download.
Yeah.
Which is Farmhouse.
Yes.
We listen to Possum because we have great interest in possums.
I did it for the show. Yes.
It's shite.
It was what I expected.
Right.
And
it sounds like untalented country musicians doused themselves in patchouli, maybe shot it into their wiener hole, and then maybe ate a gummy.
Yeah. Maybe.
It's horrible.
It's like they're taking complete advantage of their audience, who is completely just...
Everyone shows up to watch them masturbate.
Yeah.
And
no
one wants to see
that. No.
Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go.
Pay for that.
Right. Who wants to do that? I'm going to go because I'm on fire.
Yeah.
About Phish.
Yep. Let's hear the details.
So this is one of their little prank, and they think they're cute. They do these cute little things like, look at us, we're so funny.
Oh, that's worse.
Oh my God. So on Halloween, Phish does this thing where they dress up as another band and they perform their music in their Phish style. Which means that it sucks.
Yes.
Exactly. So they put a 20-minute guitar solo in a good song. Like, we're KC and the Sunshine Band. Here's a 20-minute solo in it.
Get down tonight. Yeah. And then this
and
20
then
minutes of
suck. This particular night, they performed the second set of their Halloween show in Vegas as a Scandinavian prog rock outfit called Klasvat Vaxt.
Which there is no such band.
There is no such band. They made that up. That means face plant. It does.
How cool. Now that's
means
cool.
Face plant, which I was like, okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
But this band is just not.
They don't deserve the credit.
Yeah. So the group performed their soul album, I Rock. So I Rock, ROKK. And so in Swedish, it's face plant in rock. So, face plant into rock.
Okay.
That's kind of funny.
I like that.
I wish they would.
Take
their own advice. And
please. Yeah.
So anyway, more than a decade, Phish have typically used their Halloween shows as an opportunity to do this, where they dress up, they cosplay a band. It's probably the only time they're ever a band because.
Yeah.
Cosplay. Look at us. We're ELO. Like the first time they did it in 1994 was a full rendition of the Beatles White Album. But in 2018, this is the elaborate trick. They did something new. It wasn't just a cover set.
Mm-hmm.
They wrote new music. For this band.
Okay.
The Klasvat Vaxt.
Yes.
And I don't even know if that's pronounced. I'm just pronouncing it. That
sounds great.
Sounds Swedish, right?
Yeah, it really but hey.
Whatever.
Yeah. Face plant.
So it was they created an artist page, and they when the people came into the show, they gave them a little bill that had a description of the band and where to find their music and all this kind of bullshit.
Now, did the audience know this was Phish? Is this like what they do every?
Yes, they do it every time,
know it's
and they
Phish,
know it's
but
Phish.
it's fun. Okay,
right.
Got it.
So they're like, this is really cool. They're tricking it up.
Who are they going to be this Halloween?
Right.
Yeah.
So they're going to interrupt the masturbation sets with this, where they're going to dress up like somebody. And that's my interpretation of a Phish fan. So anyway, they had, the little handbill that they gave everybody had a review of their album and a little bit about the band.
Yeah.
And the playbill was renamed a Phish bill.
Oh God.
I want to, and it had an in-depth essay on the Klasvat Vaxt, and it had a bunch of
getting good at that.
It had a bunch of quotes from the band Phish about how they liked this band. It's one of their favorite bands. They love them.
Totally made up band.
Right. Totally made up.
Yep.
So Phish came out, performed all the original Phish music, played in the style of an 80s prog rock band.
Okay.
The fans loved it. They loved the Scandinavian joke, and so much so that bootlegs are worth a crap ton of money.
No.
So a lot of people bootleg Phish concerts.
Oh, yeah.
Gross. Why do you, you just were tortured and then you're going to listen to it again?
Right.
Anyway, so the bootlegs were the most coveted for Phish fans. So in early 2019, a masked band showed up in a Swedish club, and they were billed as Klarsvart Vaxt. People swore it was the members of Phish continuing the prank. They continued to play little Swedish bars and continued like how the word got out that Phish is fucking playing these secret shows.
What?
And people started showing up.
Wow.
Right?
Big
but
draws.
They were masked.
Then.
They never did reveal. Right? So they wore these little masks.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, Phish played jokes. This is great. Because and they were like, they're doing this as a treat for us because they knew how much we enjoyed that and loved it.
Okay. They get to hear the music.
And now we get to go and hear it again. And you know, and of course people are bootlegging these stupid shows. Anyway, so they started growing bigger and bigger and bigger crowds. So where they started moving from theaters into soccer stadiums.
Oh no!
Yes.
And this is some band acting like the band
Who
Phish
knows?
made up.
They're wearing masks. Who knows?
Oh.
And you got a bunch of gullible Phish fans showing up and flying in from all over the fucking world.
Oh yeah,
to see this bullshit. And
because all you got to do is go up there and jam,
right?
And then you could be Phish.
Right. And the thing is about Phish songs is you put a 20-minute, you know, you only have like a certain amount of songs.
Yeah.
Like I think they had like 10 songs, but you can make 2 hours, 3 hours out of it.
Oh God.
With all the little solos and bullshit and shit that they did. So anyway, so the band started, this new band started selling special edition colored vinyl albums that weren't even of them, that were of the live Halloween show that actually Phish played.
What?
Right?
Oh.
And so they were selling merch and these specially pressed vinyl.
Yeah.
And people were buying them. They were $100 for the vinyl. And people were like, give me all the fucking vinyl. I want it.
Yeah.
There's different colors, and different colors were worth more money. You didn't know what color you were going to get. So people bought multiple colors of the stupid colored vinyl.
Marketing genius.
Of the fake album I Rock. So it got so big that the band scheduled a 3-week tour of Europe.
Holy hell.
And they got huge fucking sponsors.
No.
From Sweden, from their homeland of Sweden.
Oh.
So IKEA, Electrolux, and Carlsberg Beer sponsored this huge tour. Those corporations thought they were sponsoring this Phish band.
A Phish tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were buying in and they thought it was hilarious. No one met the band. They had a manager.
Okay.
A European manager, Swedish manager.
Yeah.
So, but that's when the trouble started.
Oh.
Phish fans started getting offended that this band was out there selling all this stuff, and they weren't allowed to bring their caravans that they usually bring to Phish shows. So they couldn't sell their wares in the parking lots.
Set
they
up
sell their
little
like
stands.
tie-dye and buttons and stuff. They couldn't do it anywhere. And the Phish fans were like, no, this is fucked up. This band's selling out.
Oh,
the Phish is starting to sell out. So they were all on the interwebs bitching about Phish being sellouts, and we're not going to support them anymore. Fuck them.
Yeah.
And the real Phish tour tickets were not selling well.
Oh no.
Because it started this whole thing that Phish is starting to suck. They're being a-holes to us.
Yeah.
Us people who have supported
they're getting
them,
corporate.
and they're not letting us do our little, we're following you around selling tie-dye and patchouli stuff, and they were pissed. And they were fans were flaming PH fans.
Oh no! Did they really do that?
I don't know.
Probably, I hope probably.
Anyway, so they were flaming people on their website.
We're gonna do that the whole episode,
and threatening to no longer be a Phish head.
Oh.
So Phish's management contacted the venues that were scheduled on that 3-week tour.
Yeah,
they were playing some huge places.
Yeah, no shit.
In London, and they were going to play Germany. It was insane.
God.
So the management contacted the venues and stopped the shows.
Oh,
cease and desist.
Oh.
The members of the band were not sued because they never told anyone that they were Phish. They never confirmed or denied.
Okay. It was.
They never said it.
Let them.
They're like, we're Klaus Vox.
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, we're playing along with it. Yes, Phish. And so they let everyone just write their own thing. They never said that they were. In fact, they rarely talked to anyone. Their manager talked to people.
Okay.
And people were like, is it Phish? And they're like, no, it's Klaus Vox.
Oh,
right?
How genius.
They were always Klaus Vox.
Yeah.
And so anyway, they really had no leg to stand on to sue him, except that they were selling that live Phish album,
the
right?
original one.
Yeah. So they allowed people to believe it and never corrected them.
Okay.
The one problem was the bootlegs that they were selling. But it was bootlegs, and their fans are selling it.
No, you're right. Yeah.
They were just banking
top dollar on that stuff. Yeah.
So no one really ever found out who the members of this fake band were.
Whoa.
So there's rumors going around in the Phish community about who they were.
Yeah.
So one of the rumors that's going around, it was several musicians were professors at the Royal College of Music in Stockholm.
Oh.
Yeah. Just like having a little
yeah, they
fun.
met in the teacher's lounge,
right?
And
they're
decided
I've got a great idea. Anyway, we may be able to get free meatballs at IKEA. Anyway, so no one knows who it was. They stopped.
Yeah.
The tour was canceled, and Klaus Vox never showed up again.
Wow. Right? They went into hiding.
But Phish still continues the Halloween tradition.
Yeah.
Their latest this last year, so that would have been
2024. Yeah.
They played as Phish Sticks.
Oh no.
Where they played the entire album Pieces of Eight.
Okay.
From Styx.
Oh no.
Yeah. When Styx guitarist Tommy Shaw was asked about it, he said that it sounded like a horrible idea.
Yeah. Oh my God. Had they come out with what they're going to do this year?
No, I think they don't tell anyone until everyone's surprised.
Till it happens.
Right.
Oh,
so who would you like for them to play?
Ooh, I think I would love for them to do, what would tie in with Phish? I'd love for them to do something punk.
Oh,
I mean, just like
the Phish Pistols.
That's a good one. The Phish Kennedys. Just something where it'd be really out of the norm for them.
Right. I don't think they could.
No, I mean, it would be a 20-minute punk jam.
A 20-minute punk jam.
Yes. See,
Phish Ghazi. And that would be awesome.
Oh, damn. That would be sweet. So, yeah, I'm going to have to think on that one, too, because there could be some good ones. And then we can be that band.
A punk rock Phish band.
Yeah.
And where we just scream, we don't care that you're not listening to this guitar solo and we're only playing one note on the piano. Fuck all. Like degrade everyone while we're like playing it.
Instigate a riot.
One note. Bing, 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 bing. I'm Phish. Fuck y'all. Yeah. That's what we're going to do.
Oh, yeah. Burning tie-dye shirts.
That would be stage. So great.
Oh, that would be a statement.
Okay, I would do it. A prog punk band.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
Gross.
I don't know. That would be, I would be just totally confused.
Be like smelling a dirty diaper.
That's just something my brain can't handle.
You're going to talk about Ryan Adams, and I'm just going to go on record. I am a ginormous Ryan Adams fan, and that's why I wanted you to do this and not me.
Yeah.
I know all the bad things that have been said about Ryan.
You have met Ryan Adams.
Yeah.
And you didn't know who he was when you met him.
He was in Whiskey Town then.
Yeah. Okay.
And it came up, and he was the nicest dude.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
I didn't know Whiskey Town. I was like, okay. And one of my friends was like, hey, do you know who that was you were talking to? And I was like, no, I don't know at all. And they're like, that was Ryan Adams. And they were like, he's great. You should check out his band. And I was like, oh, okay.
Was this at a show?
It was at like a festival thing where a bunch of bands played.
Okay.
And I just thought that he was just a really nice guy. We had a long conversation. I was like, wow, this is cool. And I didn't know he was a musician. I didn't know anything. I assumed he was a musician because he was backstage.
Right.
But sometime later I just checked out Whiskey Town and it was okay. I didn't really love it.
Yeah.
But when I knew his name from that, and when his solo stuff started coming out, I fucking loved it.
You aren't the only one who loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, he has been hailed as like the crooner the Grammys love him. I mean, all these awards for him. But we're getting into some of the backwoods stuff.
Oh, I wish he just wasn't a bad person.
Yeah, so it's a twisted jackalope. I mean, it could only belong to a man who once made heartbreak a brand, Ryan Adams.
It's true.
Because I listened to some of his stuff, and I mean, it's gut wrenching.
He's not a happy guy.
No, it's not for a great drive with the family on vacation. No. Not by any means. But I mean, he was the alt country darling of the early 2000s. He turned heartbreak into hits and sold himself as the patron saint of tortured geniuses. Yep. But behind the twang and the tears, he wove a web of lies so thick. Is the tale really begins with Ryan's greatest love is himself.
I could say that.
Yeah. And the myth he crafted around being a sensitive, tragic hero. Ryan's lies weren't always spectacular, but they were constant. I mean, almost pathological, exaggerating albums in the works, inventing band tensions that didn't exist, and promising releases to fans that never materialized. In 2006, he claimed he had recorded 3 complete albums ready for release. And I mean, fans are frothing at the mouth. But 2 of those albums never saw daylight. And then Adam shrugged it off with maybe someday, as if his own hype cycle was on a cosmic joke only he understood. But the biggest jackalope was his repeated insistence to fans and journalists that he was sober, even as stories swirled of hotel room meltdowns and booze-fueled rants. In interviews, he'd solemnly swear he'd cleaned up, and then meanwhile, witnesses were seeing him slumped in bars. And it's like Ryan's public persona and private behavior were like 2 freight trains on a collision course because they were so polar opposite.
You can't hide that for very long.
No.
If
and I mean,
you're drinking and it's a problem.
Yeah.
That's not something you can go, no one will know.
No, it
shows up.
Woo, I know, social media. And then came the infamous Glenn Johns session, another brilliant Ryan Adams myth. In 2014, he hyped a stripped back album produced by legendary sound engineer Glenn Johns. Adams told fans it was a raw, life-changing masterpiece. But after building it up for months, he unceremoniously shelved the project and released a completely different record. When fans asked what happened, well, he doesn't blame himself. He blamed everyone but himself. The label, the producer, the stars not aligning. It was the musical equivalent of telling your girlfriend the ring is coming for 7 years straight.
There's some genius in that. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, there some stuff here?
Those lies are,
Yeah. I mean, it's not really, it's just kind of creating a hype.
Yeah.
And is there anything wrong with that?
See, I have no problem with all of that because the music industry's so jacked up and fucked anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it's funny that he might be making this shit up and faking hype.
Right.
It's the other stuff.
And that's what I'm about to talk about, because in 2019, a New York Times expose dropped. And that was the one that really started causing problems because it's all about Ryan and his relationships.
Yeah.
He'd often brag in interviews about fairy tale romances with women in the industry, painting himself as a sad-eyed lover everyone kept wounding. But ex-partners described him as controlling, manipulative, and prone to turning personal fights into PR spins. So fans would get love songs. His partners got ultimatums and excuses. And then I kind of looked into some of these people that it's come out about. Mandy Moore, who was his ex-wife, who said he was emotionally abusive and tried to control her music career, belittling her talent and discouraging her from working with other collaborators so she'd depend entirely on him. There's Phoebe Bridgers.
Yeah.
You know these, huh? She described how Adams pursued her romantically when she was a young up-and-coming musician.
She's got songs about it, too.
Oh, really? Yeah. And then when she ended the brief relationship, he reportedly became emotionally volatile and withdrew promised professional opportunities. Megan Butterworth.
Mrs. Butterworth?
Yeah, I know, a descendant thereof. His former fiance, who said he was emotionally abusive and harassed her with threats of suicide if she tried to leave, as well as a pattern of controlling behavior. And I mean, other ones are like an underage fan.
I think there were a lot of underage fans.
Well, this one, the New York Times talked about, she was 14 when he was talking with her. He later claimed that he didn't know that she was underage, but then text messages proved otherwise. It just really seems like he wants to be in total control of everything.
Right.
I mean, narcissistic. I mean, just so controlling. And that's,
which gives a different layer to his songs that are sad like that.
Yeah.
It's like faked. And it doesn't sound.
But that's the whole thing, though.
Authentic.
But it could be authentic because that's where his mind goes. Because
that's what he thinks.
He sees himself as the victim.
Yeah.
It's like, no, they're leaving, and he makes these amazing songs out of these emotions he's truly having. But it's warped. It's warped in the opinions of how it all came about. So, but of course, when you meet him backstage or whatever, you're never going to perceive any of this.
No. And who knows if he was like that during the Whiskey Town times, because he seemed like a very humble, sweet dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, he was talking about an apology tour. Where it was kind of his Jackalope. He announced a redemption album trilogy and then ghosted it. And he'd give tearful interviews about growth and then pop up weeks later raging on social media when critics weren't buying his talk. You know,
he just came through town.
Did he really?
It sold out because I did think about going.
Yeah.
And, you know, I am conflicted about giving him my money.
Right.
But I was like, I would really like to see him live. And I went to check out tickets and they were sold out.
See, but that's
He's
the
still
whole
selling
point.
Out shows.
I know, because people love the music. And see, that's why I never want to do a meet and greet with a band. I really don't want to start considering them assholes and all that.
Yeah.
Did the record label ever tell you all how you should act around fans or anything like that?
No, they just told us how we should act around interviews.
Okay. Okay.
Bush rarely, you know, because when we were on tour with them, whenever they wouldn't do a meet and greet, we took it.
Okay.
We're like, we'll do it. And people are like, oh, we thought we were going to meet Bush, but you guys are nice and whatever. Yeah. They wouldn't. They were just dicks. And so, you know, not only were they not nice with their fans, but they even wouldn't show up.
Wow. Holy hell. And I could see you being sincere and really having a good time at the meet and greet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
did they constantly push the meet and greets every tour you all were doing, or was that just?
It wasn't the record company that did that. It's the promoters.
Okay.
The meet and greet are for promoter stuff.
Oh,
record label could give a rat's ass if you were doing meet and greets.
Okay.
But it was mostly promoters, and sometimes it would be at record stores.
Yeah.
Before the show, and then other times it would be back. So here's ones that were orchestrated by us.
Yeah.
If it's to sell merch. So we'd say, after we're done, we'll meet you by the merch booth, and we got a table set up.
Yeah.
And meet people, and we'll sign stuff. You buy a shirt, we'll sign it.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Then when we played festivals, they always wanted meet and greets for those. Yeah. And again, that's the promoter. Right?
Gotcha.
And people would stand in long lines to have a poster signed or whatever.
Now, do you ever, have you ever experienced where, we can talk about the people we met back in the day and who we were like, oh, you're a dick. But does it make you not even really want to meet musicians anymore when you go to shows, or is it like?
Oh, I think the fan in me still wants to meet them. Yeah. There were a few that were jerks, but for the most part, they were all really cool.
That's good.
Because I think about the ones that I met that, grew in my head from when I was a kid. Yeah. Like Billy Idol. When I met Billy Idol, I was still like a little, yeah. We were selling way more records than Billy at the time, not over our lifetime, but at the time. And I was like a little kid going back there. And we had the keyboard player, Gabriel from No Doubt. Yeah. We're like little kids. We're like, oh my God. And we were like, couldn't talk, and we are just stupid. And he was very, very nice to us. Okay. And I heard Billy Idol was a dick. Yeah. He was not. Most of the time they proved me wrong. Gotcha. And maybe it's because we were musicians going up to them. Right. Not, a fan, not even though we were fans. Right. But it was different. I quit getting people to sign shit for me. Yeah. And I wish I had not. Okay. Like when we met Led Zeppelin, oh, fuck yeah, I had them sign shit. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That was the one time where I was like, I put the thing aside where I was like, I'm not going to have anyone sign anything anymore. We met Led Zeppelin. I was like, I'm going to have them sign my stuff. Yeah. Yeah. And is that just more of not being an inconvenience to them? Or I think so. I took a lot of pictures. Yeah. At the time, that's when it wasn't camera phones. It was like, I got them developed. Yeah. So I took a lot of pictures with people. Yeah. And I think they all played along and were hams with it. Because I got a picture with Billy Idol and Steve Stevens, but just, name anyone in the 90s around that time, and I have pictures of me with them. The Radiohead, when we played with Radiohead. Yeah. The one that I didn't get because I was afraid to go up to them. And again, it's like, you still have those pictures of them from your little fandom. Was Sonic Youth. We played with Sonic Youth, and I couldn't even talk to them. Really? I did not meet them. Yeah. I did not go up to them because they're on a different platform, man. They were just like, and it was intimidating. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. And I was in rooms with them many, many, many times, and I never did say a word. In the same room? Yeah. And I would just like stare at them, and they were like, come on, I know them. I'll go up and introduce you. And I was like, no. Wow. Yeah. And then we saw Sleater Kinney. We had backstage passes for Sleater Kinney in the park in New York. Yeah. And all of the guys and Kim were there. And because I think they worked with Sleater Kinney. Yeah. Yeah. And they had their kids, and it was a day out at the park. And we sat at a table right beside them because it was like picnic atmosphere. Okay. And we're like sitting right beside them, and they're like, now's the perfect time. You want to go? And like, no. I will not. And they're like, come on. And the record people that I was at the table with went over and chatted with them, and they're like, "That's Lisa from the Toadies, real big fan." And we just like waved across the table. I did not go up, and they were like, "Come over here, come over." I was like, "No."
Oh my!
I was like, would not go.
Oh
and
shit!
They seemed like perfectly nice people.
They weren't putting.
No, they were really nice. They're like
no off-putting attitude or anything.
I was
like,
just
but
afraid
you were
to go
just,
meet them, man. It was just like no.
Oh wow!
So it was. I can't think of anyone else that I was afraid to go and talk to. Maybe when I met Diana Ross, that was kind of freaky.
Wow. Yeah.
But I think Sonic Youth was the one band that I was like, nope. And I was afraid that maybe they would disappoint me a little bit, but I just idolized them so much. I just could not talk to them.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's a crapshoot really getting to meet your favorite artist or band because. But
then there's some that, I just did not care. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go talk to the Pixies.
But then I know with the Pixies that reinforced, well, except for Black Francis, but
he was kind of a jerk.
That reinforced though the liking them. Fugazi.
Oh my God. Kim Deal was so fucking nice the first time we met her.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've touched on so many of them. I mean, when we played with the Jesus Lizard, and Steve Albini was there.
I can't think of very many jackass, except for Hank. Sucks balls.
God,
there's not very many that are dicks. Most musicians are they know that people are going to come up and want to talk to them because of who they are.
Yeah.
And I just always remembered that. So even in restaurants and stuff, if people came up to me, I'm going to be nice because,
right.
It's not an inconvenience. I pick this to do. And actually it's quite flattering.
Yeah.
So I don't care if people come up to me.
Yeah. But bottom line, you have to remember too, many musicians are different kind of people.
Yeah.
And they're not good at the
being personable
relations, things like that.
Yeah.
And let's be real too. So many musicians where great music comes from are troubled.
Yeah. Brian Wilsons and
well, Ryan Adams.
Right.
I mean, you can tell this guy has some problems.
Right.
And it's like, but he plays damn good music.
Right. Well, we talked about Marilyn Manson. All the guys in Marilyn Manson were super freaking kind.
Yeah.
My little nephew, he was 2 at the time, Hunter, loved Marilyn Manson, and I took him to all the shows.
Old.
Yes. I don't get it because I wasn't a huge Marilyn Manson fan.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
There was something about it that he just loved. And so every time they came through, we got backstage passes.
Yeah.
And Hunter got to go watch Marilyn Manson. Like when they played, it was still Reunion then. He watched from the sound booth.
Wow.
I remember he sat on my shoulders. I think he was 3 then.
Yeah.
And he was just like, whoa, he was so excited. But they were always, and he calls Marilyn Brian because that's his name.
Yeah.
And he was, but yeah, so he was like, Brian was always so nice to me. And I don't know if he still likes Marilyn Manson. I need to ask.
Yeah, I would be curious.
He came to all the shows. We got passes because he knew that Hunter loved Marilyn Manson.
Wow.
And so every time every time they came through, he contacted me and Hunter got in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And see, the nice people don't get the news.
Right.
It's all the bad stuff.
But there's horrible, horrible things about Marilyn Manson as well.
Oh,
right?
There are.
I mean, so, and
I know.
I don't want to doubt these people, what they say. I don't want to take anything away from their experience.
Yeah.
I had a different experience with Ryan. I had a different experience with Marilyn Manson.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Thank God I didn't have the other ones.
Yeah.
But anyway, we went off on a tangent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But speaking of tangents,
fuck,
people go on tangents on our 1-star salute.
Yeah. I mean, this is the Lone Star Salute where we talk about 1-star reviews of anything that you just like.
Yeah.
With music.
Yep. It could be music. It could be the artist. It could be something they recorded. It could be a show. Man,
I'm going to talk about a recording.
Oh, let's hear about this one.
This is anonymous, and I wish this person had put their name because I love this review. I was telling Charles about it. It's a very long review, but I'm going to read the whole thing because it's genius. And this is a review of Phish, a live recording live at Waffle Fest 96. Waffle Fest. Anyway.
Oh, God.
So Anonymous goes on to say, if you've ever wondered what it would sound like if 4 dads accidentally ingested expired mushrooms during a Bass Pro Shop staff meeting, live at Waffle Fest 95 is your answer.
Yes.
Doesn't it sound like I wrote it?
I know. I'm starting to think that you're anonymous.
Phish, the Vermont jam band that refuses to die, has once again released a 4-hour bootleg of what sounds like a Denny's graveyard shift with guitars, allegedly recorded during the 1995 show at Waffle Fest. This album challenges our understanding of the word song and replaces it with audible shrug from the opening track. And this opening track, Spackle Funk Reprise, Awooga Jam, Taint Breeze. The jam band leans all the way into its signature sound, extended improvisational meandering that dares you to ask, are they even aware that they're on stage? There's an aggressive lack of urgency to everything Phish does here. Guitarist Trey Anastasio noodles over a D major chord, what feels like several presidential administrations, while keyboardist Paige McConnell conjures the ghost of a Radio Shack Casio keyboard. Bassist Mike Gordon contributes what can only be described as slippery oatmeal tones, while John Fishman plays drums like he's trying to find his glasses mid-solo.
Oh my God.
Genius, right?
That is great.
Phish lyrics have always walked the line between surreal and random mad libs from a stoner uncle. And Waffle Fest doubles down. Sample lyric. Wombat milk in the solar canoe. I farted out your chakras at Bonnaroo. I didn't make that up.
Oh,
I can make up better.
Yeah.
So Phish is just music for people who think hacky sack is a political statement. Phish isn't even trying to win anyone over, and that's part of the problem. Live at Waffle Fest 95 is a love letter to their echo chamber, a reminder that with enough delay pedals, cowbell solos, and tolerance for boredom, anything can be music, or at least an endurance test.
Wow.
That is the best Lone Star salute ever.
That is amazing. The analogies. I am stunned that whoever this is even went to the show. It's almost like maybe his dad, who's a big Phish
It's
fan,
of the
right?
album. They bought the album.
Oh, they just did the album.
This is live at Waffle Fest 95 bootleg.
Oh God.
That the band released.
It's like that person's parent bought it.
Yeah.
And then they're just being totally truthful about
gross
that shite.
And I'm going to talk about it in the most brilliant of ways possible. I love this person, spirit animal. We can be friends. If you wrote this, hook us up. Come on, let's do it. Let us know who you are.
Maybe that's the route you should have gone to keep from getting canceled on, or your comment thrown out, going a little bit more daring.
The bass is slippery oatmeal tones.
Oh, I love that. Those analogies were just fantastic because I could almost picture it, losing their glasses.
And that's lost my glasses mid solo.
Oh shit, that was great.
Okay, that's why I read the whole thing, because I loved it.
No, that was really good. The one I have is, I think it was one of your favorites, Ryan Adams' Love Is Hell.
Oh, I love that album so much. Who could hate this album?
Well, Harold Ventnor did not like the album.
Communist.
So he goes on to say, leaving the manipulative gestures up to his record company, again, Ryan Adams croons his way through a so-so collection of forgettable post-gold, quote-unquote, schmaltz, from which I can hear a glimmer of the genius he once believed himself to be and apparently believed all too well. Monumental, crushing ego mixes with a desperately nasty record company like Gas and Fire, and I ain't buying it. Lost Highway, where artists go to die, and its overinflated roster of has-beens can kiss my grits.
Shit. They didn't talk about any of the songs. Political Scientist, did you listen to the record?
I listened to it and I really liked it.
Right?
I did. I mean, that was, like we discussed earlier, it's heartfelt.
Even Love is Hell, it's a good jam.
Yeah. No, I really was impressed with it, but I don't know. Is this just persuasion by all of the stuff in the media? I don't know, but I know.
I like to think that he's not a bad person, but the evidence is too stacked against him.
But look, his show's sold out. It's not stopping anyone.
Still. He's one of the few people that have come out as being a really bad person that I still enjoy their music.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because it's so torturous anyway. These other people that, maybe they're faking it.
Yeah.
And I think he is a tortured soul.
Yeah.
I taught myself how to grow, which I told you about that song.
Oh,
it's just like
gut wrenching.
Man, it's anyway, I love him as an artist.
Yeah. That's the key.
As a person. Yeah. Well, there's several that I had. Green Day. I couldn't get past that Billy was kind of a dick.
Yep. Oh yeah. We played with him and that.
Yeah, he was always not
just a stinky little dick.
Yeah. yeah, literally.
Mm-hmm.
So I never could get past that to like their music because of, and I want to.
Yeah.
The bass line in Longview's fucking one of the best bass lines ever.
Oh,
in a post-punk song.
Right.
But it's like, I try so hard. And no,
I know.
I can't. But Ryan Adams is different. Now, not to be confused with Bryan Adams.
Oh.
Who's a complete dick. And I don't like his music.
Have met him.
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. But he is a dick.
I saw some of those things that comments that he said he's just like a kind of a fascist.
Oh, shit.
Anti-women.
No way. Really?
So.
Oh.
Fuck
with
him.
that acne skin?
Sam Adams? I'll drink Sam Adams. Fucking love Sam Adams. Bring it.
Yeah, John Quincy Adams. Let's go through all the Adams.
Speaking of Adams, like all the Adams, to the happy ending.
Yeah, we could keep going on Adams, so we may as well.
Like a Sam Adams right now.
Oh, shit.
Good.
That is so good.
So refreshing.
I love that. Oh, man. Good flavor. Okay.
Good Boston beer.
In the heat of Texas.
Oh, my God. Yes, bring it. So these two stories.
Yeah. We've kind of, it's a he said, she said kind of thing on mine.
Yeah. And with these, there's at least partial truth to all of this.
Yeah.
No one knows who that band is in Sweden.
Great.
I wish I did, man. I love them.
Kudos to them.
And I wish they would continue to troll Phish.
Mm-hmm.
Keep doing stuff.
Become the band that they make up.
Yeah.
That would be
and start a label called Troller or something.
Yeah. Nice.
Which has a Phish kind of thing. Anyway, take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can still love the artists for what they do.
Except Phish.
Except that's not an art. I said artists.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not the oatmeal grandpa dropping.
Right.
Yeah.
Not
Bass
that.
Pro Shop dad's band.
That was the best. Oh my God. That was so good. I know it's up to y'all if y'all want to listen to the music.
Yeah. If you can put it, who the person is behind the music aside and listen to the music, I can with Ryan. It's hard on others. But anyway,
Yeah.
thank you so much for listening. And please follow the links in our show notes and find us on all the socials.
Definitely. Like, subscribe, rate, leave us reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts. We're on Radio Misfits now, so I think you can even go to Radio Misfits site.
Yeah, you can. And check out some of the other Radio Misfits shows.
Oh, yeah.
There's a Saturday Night Live show that's really good.
I know. We're part of a big group now.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, we got to step up our game.
I know.
Do we want anything bad out about us?
Maybe we'll have a big Christmas party.
Should we have a meet and greet?
We should have a meet and greet. We'll have a Christmas party with all the other podcasts, and we'll eat tiny sandwiches and stare across the room and talk to each other.
Treat them all like Sonic Youth.
Yes.
I know, where we just look.
Because they're like real comedians and real DJs and stuff.
Oh,
and then there's little Jackalope Tales that squeezes in there, and we're like, we talk on a microphone sometimes, and
you got that there radio voice. Oh,
we don't edit anything out.
No, we're
just like let it roll.
Yeah, we're the Southern kind of podcast,
right?
Simple. Yeah.
We're the crazy aunt and uncle in the attic.
Yeah, making moonshine.
Right. Oh,
yeah.
Can we? I didn't know we could do that.
I don't know.
I think there's a budget at Radio Misfits for moonshine.
No. Okay, good.
So we got to ask about that. We have our writer.
Little apple moonshine.
Yeah. That sounds delicious.
Really?
Chase it with the Sam Adams.
We can take it to the Christmas party.
Right.
We'll get that thing going.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, please, we really covet your reviews. Leave reviews and also let us know if you've met a musician and you had a good interaction or a bad interaction.
Yeah.
And if it affects how you view them.
Very true.
As how you view their music.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah,
I gave our
curious.
opinion. I'm curious if other people do that.
I know.
And join us next time as we question, is it real?
Or is it a jackalope tale?
Who knows?
You never do know. And then I hope people have good opinions of jackalopes.
Yeah, I do too. Like, are jackalopes real?
Oh, but see, you gotta
I saw a
love 'em.
taxidermied one. I said taxidermy.
Taxidermied.
I
know, yeah.
He was riding in one of them Ubers.
He was the size of a bear. Oh, man.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye.
We got two long ones.
Yeah.